Okay, let's talk about quality control checks. And these are the same for all of your campaign types. So this is going to be for search, shopping, display, demand gen, and your video campaigns. And there's the main things that we want to be checking. This is firstly, are your conversion actions working? Is your budget on track? Is your payment method working? Active auto reply recommendations, and are there any notifications from Google? So let's firstly go through to your conversion actions. And the way that you want to do this is that you want to go into your goals, conversions, and summary. I also find that it's easy to go to view all conversion actions, and what you just want to see is if it's active. Now, you will see some other things in here where you may see no recent conversions. If you see no recent conversions, you also may get that Google is not tracking it, and it could be because you're not getting actual conversions. So what you do want to do is that when you're checking your conversion actions, if you see anything where you're seeing that it's not tracking because there hasn't been any actions that have been there, and let me show you an example here. So for example, if you see an inactive, what you can do is you look at the type of conversion. Now, this was for a YouTube subscribe, so we know that that's not working anymore, so which is fine. But if you see that it's for a conversion action which should be firing, and because it's inactive, this is just because Google hasn't been able to check it. So if it's run through Google Tag Manager, what I would do is I would actually go through and do a manual check to see if that's still working. So that's how you check your conversion actions. In terms of your budget, is your budget on track? The one thing that I would say with your budgets and Google Ads is you need to remember, especially if you're running any smart bidding strategies, so these are all of your performance max, all of your demand gen campaigns, or if you're running search or shopping or display, when it has a maximized conversions or a maximized conversion value, you need to be checking the budget running every 30 days, because there are very much cases sometimes where you may not see any spend for a week because it may be increasing the spend later down the track. So the way that I go through and check this is I just go check the last 30 days. So you can see for this one, this is supposed to be spending $200 a day, and this one has only been spending $4,200. Now, the other thing that you need to check is, have we made any budget changes? Now, for this one, we have recently made a budget change, so you can bring that down to the last 7 days, and we can see that is now on track. $200 last 7 days, it's at $1,327, so that is actually completely fine. Some of the reasons for why it may not be showing, if Google is not meeting the budget, it's because there's a problem with your status. So you could have some ad policy issues, your targeting could be too tight. So these are more of the things you'd be looking at. It's generally not because Google doesn't want to spend your money. It's because there's something in your settings which is stopping it from setting the money. So what you want to do, if you're not spending enough money, you need to go through and check your ad quality. You need to go through and check your keyword quality. Also check things like your click-through ratio. And what you'd find is happening is because you're not spending because of the quality of your ads or your campaign. So there's some things there you need to check. Now for the payment method, generally with the payment method, what you'll actually see is you'll get a notification for this. But if you do want to go through and check, you just go into billing, and you'll see up the top here, obviously we will have to blur this out, but if you have an issue with the payment, you'll get a red notice up here. So that's the easy way to check your payment. When it comes to auto reply and notifications, I highly recommend that you are turning off any auto reply recommendations in your Google Ads account. Can't say that enough. What you want to do to check if you've got auto apply recommendations, see the recommendations section in through here. You need to make sure that you are in all accounts. If you're in one campaign, you won't see it. So go to all campaigns and you can see this auto reply. And what you want to be doing in through here is you want to be turning all of these off. Now, the ones that are okay to keep, use optimize ad rotation. I do keep that on. The reason being is because I do a lot of split testing, and I'm not in my Google Ads account every day. And if there's an ad which is a clear winner, I want to give Google the power to show that ad more. But in terms of things like adding new ads, improving my ads, I want all of that control, especially growing your business. Things like adding new broad match keywords, using display expansion, all of your bidding, you want to make sure that they are all unselected. So to do that, just unclick all of those. So that's what you do with auto apply. And finally, in regards to checking if there's any notifications, just see up in here, you'll see the notification bell, and you'll always get the notifications about connecting with your Google Ads expert. But what you really want to be checking is, are there any red notifications? So you can see this one, your names or logos that are disapproved. So if we go through to fix it, it takes us exactly to where we need to go, so we can go through and start fixing what we need to in our account.